The Runaway Queen. A werewolf romance story. Opening. Hello, my beautiful dreamers. This is Luna, and welcome back to Luna's Romance Audiobooks, where betrayal cuts deepest from those we love. Escape is the only option, and sometimes the hunter realizes too late what he's lost. Tonight, I have a story that will break your heart before it heals it. A tale of a woman who loved completely, a king who chose wrongly, and the moment when running away became the only path to survival. But most of all, it's about an alpha king who didn't realize what he had until she was gone. And now, he'll tear apart the world to find her. Imagine standing beside the man you love as his pregnant mistress announces she's carrying his heir. Imagine watching him choose her over you. Choose the child she carries over the mate bond you share. Imagine the humiliation, the heartbreak, the absolute destruction of everything you believed was yours. Now imagine running, disappearing into the night, severing the mate bond despite the agony, choosing freedom and pain over staying and dying slowly from his betrayal. And imagine him realizing, too late, that he made the worst mistake of his life, that you weren't the problem, that losing you destroyed him more than any war ever could, that he'll hunt you across continents, through kingdoms, over mountains and oceans to bring you back, not to punish you, but to beg your forgiveness. So settle in close, my dreamers. This is a story about the price of betrayal and the cost of regret, about running from pain and being pursued by love, and about learning that sometimes you have to lose everything to understand what really mattered. This is The Runaway Queen. Prologue. The Breaking Point. My name is Arya, and I'm about to watch my mate choose another woman. Not just any woman. His mistress, his lover, the she-wolf carrying his child. I stand in the throne room, surrounded by hundreds of pack members, all gathered for what they think is a routine court session. What I know is my public humiliation. I have an announcement, King Caden says from his throne. His silver eyes don't meet mine. Can't meet mine, because he knows what he's about to do. My mate, my king, the one who promised me forever. Lady Seraphina carries my child, my heir. Therefore, I'm naming her royal consort. She will take the place of honor at my side. The room erupts in whispers, shocked murmurs. Everyone staring at me, the queen being replaced. Seraphina steps forward. Beautiful, glowing, pregnant, triumphant. She curtsies to Caden, then looks at me with barely concealed victory. What about Queen Arya? Someone asks, bold, questioning. Queen Arya will retain her title, but the royal consort, the mother of my heir, takes precedence in all matters of state. Replaced, publicly, humiliatingly, reduced to a title with no power while his mistress takes my place. The mate bond screams in protest. I feel Caden's emotions through it, guilt, determination, resignation. He knows this is destroying me, and he's doing it anyway. I understand, Your Majesty, I say, my voice steady despite the breaking inside. If you'll excuse me. I walk from the throne room with my head high, my spine straight, my dignity intact. But inside I'm shattered, completely, utterly shattered. This is where my story begins, with betrayal, with replacement, with the moment I decided running was better than staying, because I'm Queen Arya, and I won't be second to anyone, especially not to the woman carrying my mate's child. Chapter 1. The Perfect Life, 3 years before. The Mating. 3 years ago, I was the happiest she-wolf alive. King Caden had chosen me as his mate. Me, Arya of the Moonstone Pack. Not royalty. Not from a powerful family. Just a regular she-wolf who'd caught his attention at a diplomatic gathering. You're different, he'd said, our first meeting. You don't fall over yourself trying to impress me. Should I? You're just a wolf. Admittedly one with a crown, but still a wolf. His laugh had been genuine, delighted. Exactly. Just a wolf. I'm glad someone sees that. We'd courted for 6 months, slowly, carefully, building something real. I love you, he'd said on the night he proposed. Not because you're beautiful, though you are. Not because you're politically advantageous, though you could be. But because you make me feel like Caden. Not the king. Just Caden. I love you too. Just Caden, crown and all. The mating ceremony was beautiful, traditional, perfect. I, Caden, Alpha King, take you, Arya, as my mate, my queen, my partner in all things. I, Arya, take you, Caden, as my mate, my king, my everything. The bond snapped into place, connecting us deeper than words, deeper than vows. Soul to soul. Mine, his wolf had growled. Yours, I'd agreed. Always yours. The first year of our mating was blissful. I learned to be queen, to handle court politics, to represent the crown, to support Caden in his duties. You're a natural, his advisor said. The pack loves you. I love them. This role, being queen, it's more than I ever imagined. But I love it. Caden and I were partners, in ruling, in life, in everything. What do you think about the Northern Territory dispute? He'd ask. I think we need to hear both sides before making judgments. Agreed. Your counsel is invaluable. I'm glad you're here. We'd laugh together, plan together, rule together. I'm so happy, I told him one night, lying in his arms. I never knew life could be this good. Neither did I. You're everything I needed. Everything I didn't know I was looking for. Do you think about children? Heirs? Eventually. But there's no rush. We have time. Let's just enjoy being together first. I should have pushed. Should have insisted on trying for children immediately. Should have secured my position with an heir. But I didn't. Because I trusted him. Trusted us. Trusted that we had forever. I was so naive. The second year 2, was when cracks started showing. Small things at first. Caden working late, missing dinners, being distracted during conversations. Is everything all right? I'd ask. Just stressed. Kingdom business. Nothing to worry about. I believed him. Trusted him. Thought the distance was temporary. Then I met Seraphina. She was appointed as a court advisor. Beautiful. Intelligent. From a powerful family. Lady Seraphina will be advising on economic matters, Caden announced. She has expertise we need. Welcome, I said, smiling. Trying to be gracious, not seeing the threat. Seraphina smiled back. Sweet. Demure. Deferential. Thank you, Your Majesty. I'm honored to serve. I didn't notice the way Caden looked at her. The way she looked at him. The way something shifted in the air when they were in the same room. I was blind, trusting, foolish. She's very knowledgeable, I told Caden one night. Her economic advice is sound. Yes, very knowledgeable. Something in his tone was off, distant. Are you sure you're all right? I'm fine, just tired. Let's sleep. He turned away from me that night. The first time he'd ever done that. I should have known then. Should have seen the signs. Should have confronted him. But I didn't, because I trusted my mate. Believed in our bond. Thought we were unshakable. I was wrong about everything. The third year, I discovered the affair 6 months ago. Walked into Caden's private study unannounced and found them. Together. Intimate. His hands on her face. Her body pressed against his. Arya! Caden pulled away, shocked. I couldn't speak, couldn't breathe, couldn't process what I was seeing. This isn't... I can explain... Explain what? That you're kissing another she-wolf? That you're betraying our bond? That you're destroying our mating? It's not like that. Then what is it like, Caden? What exactly am I looking at? Seraphina spoke up. Your Majesty, I'm sorry you had to find out this way, but Caden and I, we have a connection, a deep connection that... Get out. My voice was ice. Get out before I throw you out. She left. Caden stayed. How long? I asked. Arya. How long have you been sleeping with her? 3 months, but it's not. 3 months. You've been betraying me for 3 months. I didn't mean for it to happen. She understands things about me, things you don't. I'm your mate. Your mate. There's nothing about you I don't understand. That's not true. You don't understand the pressure, the weight of the crown, the burden of ruling. She does. She gets it in a way you never could. His words were knives, each one cutting deeper. So you're saying this is my fault? That I'm inadequate? That I don't understand you well enough? I'm saying we've grown apart. That maybe we rushed into this mating. That maybe... Stop. Just stop. I couldn't hear anymore. Couldn't stand there listening to my mate justify his betrayal. I'm not leaving her, he said quietly. I care about her. Deeply. I think I might love her. You love her. The words were barely audible. You love your mistress. I love you too, but differently. Arya, can't you understand? I can love you both. No, you can't. That's not how mate bonds work. You choose me, or you choose her. Not both. I'm not ready to choose. I need time to figure out what I want. What's best for the kingdom. Time. You want time to decide between your mate and your mistress. Yes. Fine. Take your time. But I won't be here when you decide. I won't be your backup option, your second choice. I moved toward the door. I'm done, Caden. With this conversation. With this humiliation. With you. Arya, wait. No, you've made your choice. You just don't want to admit it yet. But I know. You've already chosen her. The rest is just you trying to keep both of us. And I won't play that game. I left. Moved to separate chambers that night. Refused to see him. Refused to discuss it. And I waited. For him to come to his senses. To choose me. To remember our bond. But he didn't. Instead, he kept seeing her. Kept his mistress. Kept destroying me piece by piece. Until 3 weeks ago, when Seraphina announced her pregnancy. Chapter 2, The Replacement. The announcement, I'm pregnant, Seraphina announced at a private dinner. Just her, Caden, and me. She'd insisted I be there, wanted me to see, to know, to be humiliated. Pregnant. Caden's voice was shocked. You're certain? Completely certain. I'm carrying your child, Caden. Your heir. I watched my mate's face transform. Shock to joy, to wonder, to determination. He was happy. Genuinely happy. About a child with his mistress. This changes everything, he said. Yes, Seraphina agreed, looking at me with triumph. It does. Congratulations, I managed. I'm sure you're both very happy. Arya. Caden reached for me. I pulled back. Don't. Just don't. We need to discuss this. The three of us. Figure out how to handle this. Handle it? There's nothing to handle. She's pregnant with your child. You're thrilled. I'm devastated. Situation handled. You're being unreasonable. I'm being unreasonable? Your mistress is pregnant and I'm unreasonable for being upset. You knew about Seraphina. Knew that we had a relationship. This shouldn't be a surprise. Knowing you're sleeping with her and watching her carry your child are very different things, Caden. Surely even you can see that. The child is an heir for the kingdom. That's important. That's everything. I know. You don't have to say it. I know exactly how much this child means. More than I ever did. More than our bond. More than our mating. That's not fair. Nothing about this is fair. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to leave before I say something I regret. The public announcement. 2 weeks later came the public announcement in the throne room, the one where Caden officially declared Seraphina his royal consort, where he officially replaced me. I'd known it was coming, had prepared myself, or thought I had. But standing there, watching him elevate his pregnant mistress to a position equal to mine, was agony beyond description. The mate bond screamed. Caden's emotions flooded through: guilt, determination, resignation, fear. He was afraid of me leaving, of the bond breaking, of losing me, but not afraid enough to choose differently, to put me first, to value our bond over his heir. After the announcement, I went straight to my chambers, started packing. "What are you doing?" my lady's maid asked, seeing my bags. "Leaving." "Leaving? Your Majesty, you can't." "I can, and I will. I won't stay here and watch him choose her every day. Watch her take my place. Watch him love her and their child while I'm just—" My voice broke. "I can't do it." "Where will you go?" "I don't know. Somewhere far from here. Somewhere he can't find me." "He'll look for you. He's the Alpha King. He has resources. Then I'll have to be very good at hiding." The confrontation. Caden found me packing, burst into my chambers without knocking. "You're leaving." Not a question, a statement. He'd felt my decision through the bond. "Yes." "You can't. You're my queen." "No, I'm your mate. There's a difference, and you've made it very clear that being your mate doesn't mean being your priority." "Arya, please, don't do this. Don't leave. We can work this out." "How? How exactly do we work this out, Caden? You have a pregnant mistress you just named royal consort. You're having a child with her. You love her. What exactly is there to work out?" "I love you too." "No, you love what we were, what we could have been, but you love her more. You love the child she's carrying more, and I won't stay and be second. I deserve better." "You're right. You do deserve better. I've been terrible to you, unfair, cruel even. But please, don't leave. Stay. Let me make this right." "It's too late for right. You've made your choice. Now I'm making mine. I'm leaving. Tonight. And I'm severing the mate bond." His face went white. "No. Arya, no. That will kill us both." "It won't kill us. It'll hurt like hell. But we'll survive. And then I'll be free. Free of the bond that connects me to a male who chose someone else. Free of feeling your emotions every time you're with her. Free of this constant pain. Please, I'm begging you, don't sever the bond. Don't leave. Just give me time. Let me figure this out." "You've had 6 months to figure it out. 3 months of an affair and 3 months of her pregnancy. You've had plenty of time. And you've chosen her. Every time. Every single time." "I haven't chosen." "Yes, you have. You just won't admit it. Because you want us both. Want me for the bond, and her for the love and child. But I won't be your convenient option. Your backup plan. Your queen in name only while she gets your heart." I finished packing. Grabbed my bags. "I'm leaving. Don't follow me. Don't try to find me. Don't make this harder than it already is. Arya, please. Goodbye, Caden. I hope you and Seraphina are very happy together. I hope your child is healthy and strong. I hope you get everything you want." "I want you." "No, you want to not feel guilty. There's a difference. Now let me go." I walked past him, out of the chambers, down the corridors, through the palace I'd called home for 3 years. Guards tried to stop me. "Your Majesty, where are you going?" "Away. Don't try to stop me. Royal command." They let me pass, too shocked to argue, too confused to intervene. I made it to the palace gates, to the car waiting, arranged in secret by my loyal maid. "Take me to the border," I told the driver. "Fast." As we drove away, I felt it. Caden's panic through the bond, his realization that I was really leaving, his desperate attempt to call me back. I closed my eyes, centered myself, and did the one thing I'd never thought I'd do. I severed the mate bond. Chapter 3. The Severing the Ritual. Severing a mate bond isn't simple. It requires magic, ritual, and excruciating pain. I'd researched it, found a witch at the border who specialized in bond severance. "Are you certain?" she asked, seeing my resolve. "Severing a mate bond is permanent, irreversible, and agonizing." "I'm certain. How much pain are we talking?" "Like dying and being reborn. Your soul is connected to his. Ripping that connection apart will feel like ripping yourself in half." "Can it kill me?" "It can, if your will to survive isn't strong enough, if the bond is too deep, if your heart gives out from the trauma." "I'll survive. I'm stronger than I look." The ritual was performed at midnight, under the full moon, in a circle of salt and herbs. "Once we begin, we can't stop," the witch warned, "even if the pain becomes unbearable. Even if you beg me to. The ritual must complete, or you'll be trapped in limbo. Bonded, but broken. Neither mated nor free." "I understand. Begin." She began chanting. Ancient words, old magic. Dark magic that shouldn't be used lightly. I felt the bond, my connection to Caden, begin to fray, to weaken, to tear. The pain was instant, overwhelming, beyond anything I'd ever experienced. It felt like my chest was being ripped open, my heart torn out, my soul shredded. I screamed, couldn't help it. The agony was too much, too intense, too all-consuming. Through the bond, still barely there, I felt Caden, his panic, his pain, his desperate attempt to stop what was happening. "Arya, no, please, stop. You're killing us. I know, but I'm doing it anyway. Goodbye, Caden." "Arya," the bond snapped, completely, irrevocably, and the pain exploded, white-hot, excruciating, endless. I passed out, woke, passed out again. The witch kept me alive through sheer magical will. "Stay with me. You're not dying on my watch. Stay with me." I don't know how long it lasted. Hours. Days. Time lost meaning in the agony. But eventually it ended. The pain faded to a dull ache. And I was free. The bond was gone. Severed. Destroyed. I was no longer Caden's mate. No longer connected. No longer tied to him. I was just Arya. Alone. Free. Broken, but whole. The aftermath. "You survived," the witch said when I finally woke properly. "I'm impressed. Most don't. The pain breaks them. But you held on." "How long was I unconscious?" 3 days. You've been in and out, screaming, fighting, but surviving." 3 days. Caden would have felt the severance, would know I'd actually done it. "He's looking for you," the witch continued. "Your former mate. He sent search parties, offered rewards, demanded information from every pack, every territory, every neutral zone. He won't find me here. This is neutral ground, protected by old magic." "True, but you can't stay here forever. Eventually you'll have to leave, and when you do, he'll be waiting, hunting, desperate. Then I'll have to be smarter, faster, better at hiding than he is at finding." "Why did you do it? Sever the bond?" "Most would have stayed, fought for their place. You ran." "Because fighting was pointless. He'd already chosen. The pregnant mistress and his heir versus me. I couldn't win that fight, so I didn't fight. I left. And now? Now I survive. I hide. I build a new life far from him. Far from the memories, far from the pain. He won't stop looking. I know, but I won't stop running. The new identity. I couldn't be Queen Arya anymore. That name, that identity, it was tied to Caden, to the life I'd left. I needed to be someone else, someone anonymous, someone forgettable. "I need new documentation," I told the witch. "New name, new identity, completely untraceable. That kind of magic is expensive and dangerous. If you're caught using a false identity, I'll pay whatever it costs, and I won't get caught. I'm very good at being invisible when I need to be. She created it, a new identity, complete with history, documentation, everything. Your name is now Alara Moonwhisper, age 25, rogue, no pack affiliation, no family, no connections. You're a nobody. Perfect. That's exactly what I need to be. I left the witch's territory with my new identity, my new life, my new chance. I was no longer Queen Arya, mate of Alpha King Caden. I was Alara, a nobody, a nothing, a rogue trying to survive, and I was free. Chapter 4. The Hunt Begins, Caden's Perspective. The realization. The moment Arya severed the bond, I knew. Felt it rip through me like lightning. Felt our connection snap. Felt her disappear from my consciousness completely. "No!" I roared, falling to my knees in my study. "Arya!" The pain was indescribable, like losing a limb, losing a piece of my soul, losing everything that mattered. "Your Majesty!" Guards rushed in. "What's wrong?" She severed it. She actually severed the mate bond. I could barely speak through the agony. "Find her! Now! Send everyone! Search everywhere! Find her!" They mobilized immediately. Search parties, trackers, scouts, everyone looking for my queen. But she was gone. Vanished, like she'd never existed. "We've checked every territory within 3 days' travel," my beta reported a week later. No sign of her. No scent trail. No witnesses. Nothing. She can't just disappear. She's the queen. Someone must have seen her. If they have, they're not talking. Every pack, every territory, every neutral zone, they all claim they haven't seen her. They're lying. They have to be lying. Or she's better at hiding than we are at finding. The panic. Serafina found me in my study a week after Arya left. "Caden, you need to stop this. Stop the search. Let her go." "Let her go? She's my mate." "Was your mate. She severed the bond. She left. She made her choice. You need to accept it and move on." "I can't accept it. I can't move on. I need to find her. Bring her back. Make this right." "There is no making this right. You chose me. Chose our child. She knew that. That's why she left." "I didn't choose you over her. I wanted both." "You can't have both, Caden. You never could. That was always the problem. You wanted everything. Me, her, the child, the bond. But life doesn't work that way. You have to choose." "I choose her. I choose Arya. I was wrong. I should have chosen her from the beginning. I didn't realize what she meant until she was gone." "How predictable." Serafina's voice was bitter. "I'm carrying your child, Caden. Your heir. And you're still obsessing over a woman who doesn't want you anymore. She's my mate. She was your mate. Past tense. She severed the bond. Legally, magically, emotionally, she's not your mate anymore. She's nothing to you now." "That's not true. It is true. And the sooner you accept it, the better. For everyone." She placed a hand on her pregnant belly. "Focus on your heir. On the future. Not on a past you can't reclaim." But I couldn't let go. Couldn't stop searching. Couldn't accept that Arya was truly gone. The investigation, I hired the best trackers. The most skilled investigators. Spared no expense. "Someone helped her," my lead investigator reported. "She didn't plan this alone. Someone provided resources, documentation, magic to hide her trail." "Who?" "We're investigating, but whoever it is, they're good. Very good. They've covered their tracks almost perfectly." "Almost?" "There's a witch at the eastern border, specializes in bond severance. She's refusing to cooperate, but bring her in, now. I don't care what it takes. Bring her in." The witch was brought to the palace in chains, defiant, uncooperative. "I don't talk about my clients," she said. "Confidentiality is part of my service." Your service helped my mate sever our bond, helped her disappear. You're going to tell me where she is. Now. Or what? You'll execute me? Torture me? I've survived worse than anything you can do, King. I'm not afraid of you. Then maybe you should be. Because I'm desperate. And desperate males do desperate things. Even desperate kings can't make me talk. I'm bound by old magic, ancient oaths. Even if I wanted to tell you where she went, which I don't, I physically can't. The magic prevents it. There has to be a way. There isn't. She planned well. Used protections I can't break. Magic I can't counter. She doesn't want to be found, King, and she's made damn sure you won't find her. I had the witch imprisoned anyway, hoping time would change her mind. But it didn't. Arya had covered her tracks too well. Used magic I couldn't counter. Disappeared so completely that even my best resources couldn't locate her. She was gone, and I was going insane trying to find her. The regret. You're destroying yourself, my beta said one night, finding me drunk in my study. You haven't slept in weeks, haven't eaten properly. You're obsessing. I destroyed my mating, destroyed the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm allowed to obsess. You made a choice, chose Seraphina and the heir. I made the wrong choice. I was an idiot, selfish, cruel. I hurt Arya, betrayed her, replaced her. And now she's gone and My voice broke. I can't live without her, can't function, can't think. I need her back. Why? So you can have both? You still haven't chosen, Caden. You still want Arya and Seraphina. That hasn't changed. It has changed. I choose Arya. Just Arya. I don't love Seraphina. I never did. I was flattered by her attention, tempted by the idea of an heir, stupid enough to think I could have both. But I can't, and I don't want both. I want Arya. Only Arya. Then you should have realized that before she severed the bond and disappeared. I know, but I didn't. I was blind, stupid, arrogant. I thought she'd always be there, that she'd forgive anything, that the bond was unbreakable. I laughed bitterly. Turns out bonds break when you push them hard enough, when you betray them completely enough, when you destroy the person holding the other end. What are you going to do? Find her, somehow, some way. I'll search every territory, every kingdom, every corner of the world. And when I find her, I stopped. When you find her, what? She'll magically forgive you? Take you back? Pretend none of this happened? No. But maybe I can apologize. Explain. Tell her I was wrong. That I choose her. That I'll do anything to fix this. And if she doesn't want you back, then at least I tried. At least I fought for her as hard as she fought for us before giving up. At least I'll know I did everything possible to fix the biggest mistake of my life. Chapter 5. The Running, 6 months later, Arya's perspective. The new life for 6 months, I'd been Alara, a rogue working odd jobs, staying invisible, moving constantly. I'd been a waitress in human cities, a farmhand in rural packs, a cleaner in neutral territories, whatever work I could find that didn't require questions or documentation. You're good at disappearing, my current employer observed, an elderly she-wolf who ran a small inn at a crossroads. I've had practice. Running from someone. Yes. Let me guess. Bad mate? Abusive alpha? Something that made leaving your only option. Something like that. Well, you're safe here. I don't ask questions. Don't report rogues to authorities. Live and let live, that's my policy. Thank you, I appreciate the discretion. But I couldn't stay anywhere long. Every few weeks I felt it, the sensation of being hunted, of searchers getting close, of Caden's relentless pursuit closing in. So I'd move, pack up, disappear to the next town, the next territory, the next hiding place. You're leaving already? the inn owner asked when I gave notice after a month. I thought you liked it here. I do, but I need to keep moving. It's safer that way. For you or for whoever you're running from? Both. The close calls. I'd had close calls, moments when Caden's searchers nearly found me. We're looking for a she-wolf, they'd say, showing my picture. Not Alara. Area. Former queen, disappeared 6 months ago. Have you seen her? I'd watch from hiding, wearing a glamour, changing my scent, making myself invisible. No, haven't seen her. Pretty thing, though. Why's she missing? That's classified. If you see her, report it immediately. There's a substantial reward. A reward? Caden was offering money for information. Getting desperate. Good. Let him be desperate. Let him feel a fraction of the desperation I'd felt watching him choose Serafina. The pregnancy news. I was in a small town market when I heard it. Overheard 2 she-wolves gossiping. Did you hear? The king's mistress gave birth. A son, healthy, strong. The new heir. My heart stopped. Serafina had given birth, had a son. Caden had an heir. What about the queen? The one who left? Still missing. The king's still searching, though. Obsessively, from what I've heard. Some say he's gone mad looking for her. Serves him right. Betraying his mate like that. What did he expect? I left the market quickly, went back to my room, sat in silence. Caden had a son, an heir, everything he'd wanted, everything he'd chosen Serafina for, and apparently it wasn't enough. He was still looking for me. Why? What did he want? To apologize? To explain? To justify his choices? I didn't care. Didn't want to know. Didn't want to hear it. He'd made his choice. I'd made mine. There was nothing left to say. The letter. The letter arrived at my latest job, forwarded through several intermediaries, but clearly meant for me. Arya, I know you're reading this. I know you're out there somewhere. I know you don't want to be found. I'm writing to say I'm sorry. For everything. For the affair. For Serafina. For the pregnancy. For choosing them over you. For destroying our bond. For every moment of pain I caused you. You were right to leave. Right to sever the bond. Right to disappear. I gave you no choice. No option but to run. I don't expect forgiveness. Don't expect you to come back. Don't expect anything from you. I just need you to know I was wrong. About everything. I thought I needed an heir. Thought Serafina understood me. Thought I could have both you and her. I was an idiot. A selfish, cruel idiot who destroyed the best thing in his life. I don't love Serafina. Never did. I love you. Only you. Always you. I know it's too late. Know you've moved on. Know the bond is severed and can't be rebuilt. But I needed to say it. Needed you to know. I'm sorry, Arya. For all of it. I'd give anything to undo it. To choose differently. To have you back. But I can't. So I'll just keep searching. Keep hoping. Keep believing that maybe, someday, you'll let me apologize in person. Yours always, Caden. I read it 3 times, then burned it. He was sorry. How nice. How convenient. Now that I was gone. Now that he'd had his child. Now that he understood what he'd lost. But it was too late. 6 months too late. 6 months of running. 6 months of rebuilding. 6 months of learning to live without him. I wouldn't go back. Wouldn't let him apologize. Wouldn't give him the closure he wanted. He could search forever. Could regret forever. Could be sorry forever. I didn't care anymore. Chapter 6. The encounter. 9 months later. The slip-up. I got careless. After 9 months of successfully hiding, I got careless. Stayed too long in one place. Got too comfortable. Let my guard down. There's a she-wolf in town, I overheard at the market. Rogue. Matches the description of the missing queen. I needed to leave, immediately. But it was too late. As I hurried back to my room, I saw them. Caden's guards, searching, questioning people. I used my glamour, changed my scent, hid my face. But one of them saw me, really saw me, through the magic, through the disguise. That's her, the queen. She's here. I ran, shifted to wolf form, ran faster than I'd ever run. Behind me, I heard them pursuing, shouting, coordinating. She's heading east. Cut her off. Alert the king. We found her. Don't let her escape. I ran for hours, through forests, across rivers, over mountains, desperate to escape, to disappear again. But they were persistent, coordinated, and there were too many of them. I was cornered in a valley, surrounded, nowhere to run. Your Majesty, the lead guard said, please, come peacefully. The king just wants to talk. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to see him. I just want to be left alone. We can't do that. We have orders. Please, don't make this difficult. I could fight, could try to break through, could risk injury or death trying to escape. Or I could face Caden. Finally, after 9 months. If I come peacefully, do I have your word I won't be imprisoned? That I can leave when I want? You have my word. The king just wants to see you, to talk. After that, you're free to go if you wish. I didn't believe him, but I was out of options. Fine, I'll come peacefully. But if this is a trap, I'll make you all regret it. Understood, Your Majesty. The return. The journey back to the palace was surreal, familiar territories, roads I'd traveled with Caden years ago. How did you find me? I asked the guards. Pure luck, Your Majesty. We've been searching for 9 months. You were careful, changed identities, used magic to hide, but everyone makes mistakes eventually. I got comfortable, stayed too long, should have moved on sooner. For what it's worth, Your Majesty, we're glad we found you. The king has been... The guard stopped. Has been what? Broken, since you left, since the bond severed. He's not the same, barely functions, just searches, constantly, obsessively. We've been worried about him. Good. Let him be broken. Let him understand a fraction of what he did to me. He knows, Your Majesty, knows exactly what he did. Regrets all of it. That's why he's searching. Not to imprison you. Not to force you back. Just to apologize. To tell you in person what he's written in dozens of letters. I got 1 letter. Burned it. Don't care about his apologies. Maybe not. But he needs to give them. Needs to face you. To say what he should have said 9 months ago. The arrival. The palace hadn't changed. Still beautiful. Still imposing. Still the place where my heart had been broken. He's waiting in the throne room, a guard said. Alone. As you requested. I'd demanded no witnesses, no court, no Seraphina, just him and me. I walked through familiar corridors, past rooms where I'd laughed, loved, lived. All of it felt like a lifetime ago, like it had happened to someone else. I reached the throne room, pushed open the massive doors, and there he was. Caden, my former mate, the male I'd loved completely, who'd destroyed me entirely. He looked terrible, thinner, older, exhausted, haunted. Arya. My name was a prayer, a plea, a desperate hope. It's Alara now. Arya died 9 months ago when she severed the mate bond. You'll always be Arya to me. Then you're living in the past. I'm Alara, a rogue, a nobody. Not your queen, not your mate. Nothing to you. You're everything to me. You've always been everything. I was just too stupid to realize it until you were gone. How convenient. Realizing my value after you destroyed it. After you chose your mistress. After you replaced me publicly. After you drove me away. How very convenient to understand now. I know I'm too late. No, I don't deserve forgiveness. know you hate me, but I needed to see you, to tell you in person. I was wrong about all of it. I don't care. I love you. Only you. Always you. Serafina meant nothing. The affair was a mistake. A terrible, unforgivable mistake. I hurt you, betrayed you, destroyed us. And I'm sorry. So sorry. Is that what you wanted to tell me? That you're sorry? That you regret it? That you love me? I laughed bitterly. Too late, Caden. 9 months too late. I know, but I needed to say it. Needed you to hear it from me. Not from letters. Not from intermediaries. From me. Looking at you. Telling you the truth. The truth. Fine. Here's my truth. I loved you completely. Gave you everything. Stood by you. Supported you. Was the perfect mate. And you threw it away for a pretty face and the promise of an heir. You destroyed me. Shattered me. Forced me to sever our bond and run. So forgive me if I don't care about your regrets now. You made your choice. I made mine. We're done. We don't have to be done. We could what? Start over? Pretend none of this happened? Go back to the way things were? That's impossible, Caden. The bond is severed. Can't be rebuilt. Can't be renewed. We're not mates anymore. We're nothing to each other. That's not true. It is true, and you need to accept it. I have. I moved toward the door. I've said what I needed to say, heard your apology. Now I'm leaving. Don't search for me again. Don't send guards. Don't write letters. Just let me go. It's the one thing you can do for me. The only thing I want from you. Wait, please, just wait. There's something you need to know. About Serafina. About everything. I don't want to know. The child isn't mine. I froze. What? The child. Serafina's son. He's not mine. Never was. She lied. The entire pregnancy was a manipulation. A scheme to get close to me. To replace you. To become queen. Chapter 7. The truth. The revelation. The child isn't yours. I repeated his words, trying to process. That's impossible. She was pregnant. Had a child. I saw what she wanted me to see. What she'd planned from the beginning. The child is another male's. Someone she'd been seeing. Someone who helped her execute the deception. Why would she do that? What could she possibly gain? The throne. Status. Power. Everything being queen or royal consort would give her. She targeted me specifically. Knew I wanted an heir. Knew I'd be vulnerable to a pregnant she-wolf. Knew she could use that to wedge herself between us. And you believed her? Just accepted that the child was yours? She had documentation, medical evidence, timing that lined up. Everything seemed legitimate. I was an idiot, blinded by the idea of an heir. Didn't question, didn't verify, just believed. When did you discover the truth? 3 months after you left, after the child was born. I insisted on a blood test, standard procedure for royal heirs. The results showed no genetic match. The child wasn't mine, could never be mine. I sat down heavily. So the entire affair, the pregnancy, the replacement, it was all a lie? All manipulation? Yes. Serafina orchestrated everything. The affair was real. I did betray you with her. But the pregnancy that drove you away? Fake. The heir that made me choose her over you. Someone else's child. Everything was a lie designed to destroy us. Where is she now? Serafina? Imprisoned. Awaiting trial for fraud. Deception. Conspiracy. Everything we can charge her with. The male who helped her, imprisoned too. They're both facing serious consequences. And the child? Returned to his actual family. He's innocent in all this. Not his fault he was used as a pawn. I stood, pacing, trying to process. So you're saying the entire reason I left, the pregnancy, the heir, the replacement, was based on a lie? Yes. And you didn't discover this until 3 months after I'd severed the bond and disappeared? Yes. I tried to find you immediately after discovering the truth. Tried to tell you. Tried to bring you back. But you'd hidden too well. I've been searching for 6 months since finding out. 6 months trying to locate you. To tell you the truth. To what? Win me back? Rebuild what you destroyed? Go back to the way things were? To apologize. To explain. To tell you that I was wrong and manipulated but still responsible. To give you the truth you deserved 9 months ago. 9 months ago, I left because you chose her over me. Child or no child, you chose her. You had an affair. You betrayed our bond. You replaced me publicly. Those things happened regardless of whether the child was yours. You still did them. You still destroyed us. I know. And I'm not excusing my actions. The affair was real. The betrayal was real. My cruelty was real. I'm not asking you to forgive any of that. I needed you to know the full truth. That the pregnancy was a lie. That you weren't replaced by my actual heir. That Serafina manipulated both of us. But you still betrayed me. Still hurt me. Still drove me away. The manipulation doesn't excuse that. No, it doesn't. Nothing excuses what I did to you. I was cruel, selfish, stupid. I destroyed the best thing in my life because I was too arrogant to see what I had. At least we agree on that. The question, Caden moved closer. I have to ask. Even knowing I don't deserve an answer. Even knowing the answer might destroy me. I have to ask. Ask what? Is there any chance, any possibility, any hope at all that you could forgive me? That we could try again? That maybe, somehow, we could rebuild what I destroyed? The bond is severed, Caden. Magically. Permanently. We're not mates anymore. I know. But bonds can be rebuilt. Different than before. New bonds. Formed by choice rather than moon goddess magic. We could, if you wanted, we could try to build something new. Something better. Something based on choice and trust rather than magical connection. You want to court me? Like we're strangers? After everything? I want a chance. Any chance. To prove I've changed. To show you that I understand what I lost. To build something real this time. Not based on magic or convenience or political alliance. Based on actual love. Actual respect. Actual partnership. I don't love you anymore, Caden. The bond is severed. My feelings are gone. There's nothing there to rebuild. His face fell. I understand. I expected that. But I had to ask. Had to know if there was even a sliver of hope. Why? Why do you even want me back? You have everything. Power, kingdom, status. You could have any she-wolf. Why chase the one who left? The one who severed the bond? The one who's made it clear she wants nothing to do with you? Because I love you. Because I destroyed the best thing that ever happened to me, and I can't live with that. Because every day without you is agony. Because I'd give up the crown, the kingdom, everything. Just for one more chance with you. That's guilt talking. Not love. You feel guilty for what you did. You want forgiveness to ease that guilt. But that's not the same as actually wanting me. You're wrong. I do want you. Want you back. Want to rebuild. Want to prove I can be the male you deserved all along. Prove it to who? Me or yourself? Both. Either. I don't know. I just know I can't accept this is over. Can't accept I destroyed us. Can't accept you're gone forever. I looked at him. Really looked at him. Saw the sincerity. The regret. The desperate hope. Part of me wanted to give in. To forgive. To try again. But the larger part. The part that had suffered. That had severed the bond. That had rebuilt herself from nothing. That part knew better. I need time. I finally said. Time to think, to process, to figure out if I can even consider this. How much time? I don't know. Maybe weeks, maybe months, maybe forever. But I need to think without you hunting me, without pressure, without guards tracking me down. I'll give you all the time you need. I'll stop the search, stop the letters, stop everything. Just tell me there's hope. Tell me you'll consider it. That's all I'm asking. I'll consider it. That's all I can promise. Relief flooded his face. That's enough. That's more than I deserve. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. Considering doesn't mean agreeing. Doesn't mean coming back. Doesn't mean anything except I'll think about it. I understand. Where will you go? Away, far from here. To think. To heal. To figure out what I want. Can I at least know you're safe? Can you send word occasionally? Just so I know you're all right? Maybe, if I decide to, but I'm not promising anything. Fair enough. He pulled out a pendant. Take this. It's enchanted. If you're ever in danger, ever need help, break it. I'll come, immediately, no matter where you are. I don't need your protection. Please, just take it. For my peace of mind. You don't have to use it, just have it. In case. I took the pendant, slipped it into my pocket. I should go, before I change my mind about all of this. Wait, one more thing. He pulled out an envelope. This is an official decree, declaring the bond severance legal and permanent, releasing you from any royal obligations, freeing you completely. You're not my queen anymore, not bound to the crown, not tied to me in any way. You're free, Arya, completely free. Ilara, I corrected. My name is Ilara now. Ilara, he said it like he was memorizing it. You're free, Ilara, to go anywhere, be anyone, do anything, no obligations, no ties, nothing binding you. Thank you, for this at least. It's the least I can do, after everything. This, setting you free, it's the one right thing I can give you. I took the envelope, turned to leave. Ilara? He called as I reached the door. Yes? I meant what I said. About loving you, about wanting you back, about being willing to prove myself. If you give me that chance, I won't waste it. I promise you that. Don't make promises you can't keep, Caden. I've had enough of those. Then I'll make a different promise. If you come back, if you give me a chance, I'll spend every day earning your trust, proving my love, showing you that I've changed. And if you never come back, if you decide you can't forgive me, I'll accept that. I'll let you go. I'll stop searching. I'll let you be free. That's a better promise, one you might actually be able to keep. I left, walked out of the palace, out of the capital, into the unknown. Free, officially, legally, completely. No longer queen, no longer mate, no longer tied to Caden in any way. Just Ilara, a rogue, a nobody, a she-wolf trying to figure out who she was, now that she wasn't defined by her bond. Epilogue. 1 year later, I returned to the palace on the anniversary of my escape, not because I had to, but because I chose to. The past year had been transformative. I'd traveled, explored, found myself, figured out who Ilara was without Caden, and I'd realized something. I did love him. Still, despite everything, despite the betrayal, despite the pain. But I loved myself more, valued myself more, understood that returning to him had to be on my terms, not his, not out of guilt or obligation. But because I chose it, you came back, Caden said when I appeared in his study. He looked better, healthier, like he'd been taking care of himself. I came back, but not for the reasons you think. Tell me why then. Because I'm ready to talk. Really talk. About what happened. About what we both did wrong. About whether we can actually rebuild or if we're just chasing ghosts. I'll talk about anything. Everything. Whatever you need. We talked for hours about his betrayal, about Seraphina's manipulation, about my running, about the bond severance, about everything we'd done to each other. I was wrong, he said, about so many things. I took you for granted, thought you'd always be there, thought the bond made us unbreakable. I didn't value what I had until it was gone. I was wrong too, I admitted. I ran instead of fighting, severed the bond instead of demanding you choose. I gave up on us without even trying to fix it. We both made mistakes, but mine were worse. I betrayed you, hurt you, drove you away. That's on me. All of it. True, but I'm not blameless. I could have stayed, could have fought for us, could have demanded better treatment instead of just accepting your betrayal and leaving. Would it have changed anything? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not, but I didn't try. I just ran. Because I gave you no other choice. I made you feel worthless, replaceable, second best. Of course you ran. Anyone would have. We sat in silence for a moment. Then, "What do you want, Alara?" he asked. "Really want. Not what you think I want to hear. What do you actually want? I want to try again. But differently. Not as king and queen. Not as mates bound by magic. As Caden and Alara. Two wolves who care about each other. Who want to see if they can build something real. No bond? No mating? Not yet. Maybe not ever. The bond is severed. Can't be rebuilt the same way. Maybe we build something better. Something chosen every day instead of magically mandated. I can do that. I want to do that. Want to prove myself to you every single day. Want to show you that I've changed. That I understand what I have now. That I'll never take you for granted again. And if it doesn't work, if we try and fail, then at least we tried. At least we gave it a real chance. At least I got to show you who I am now instead of who I was when I destroyed us. I reached across the desk, took his hand. Okay, let's try, but slow, careful. Building trust instead of assuming it. Proving ourselves instead of relying on magic. Can you do that? I can do anything if it means having you in my life, even if it's just as friends, even if it's just as acquaintances who talk sometimes. Anything is better than nothing. Then we start there, acquaintances who talk sometimes, and we see where it goes. 2 years later, I, Caden, take you, Alara, as my chosen mate, not bound by magic, not mandated by the moon goddess, but chosen freely, every day, for the rest of my days. I, Alara, take you, Caden, as my chosen mate, chosen freely, chosen daily, chosen despite everything, because of everything, for the rest of my days. There was no magical bond this time, no snap of connection, no mate bond magic, just choice, pure, simple, powerful choice. We'd spent 2 years rebuilding, dating like strangers, learning each other again, building trust from ground zero. It had been hard. There were setbacks, arguments, moments when old hurts resurfaced. But we'd pushed through, communicated, chose each other every day. And now we were choosing each other permanently. Not because magic demanded it, but because we wanted it. I love you, Caden said, kissing me. Freely, completely, forever. I love you too, and I choose you. Today, tomorrow, always. Looking at him, at the male who destroyed me and then rebuilt me, I knew. This was right. This was real. This was worth fighting for. Sometimes you have to lose everything to understand what really matters. Sometimes betrayal breaks you so you can be rebuilt stronger. Sometimes running away is the only way to find your way back. I'd been Queen Arya. Betrayed. Replaced. Broken. I'd become Alara. Free. Strong. Whole. And now I was both. Arya and Alara. Queen and rogue. Broken and healed. And I'd chosen my mate. Not because magic demanded it, but because love, real love, was worth choosing. Every single day. Closing. And there you have it, my beautiful dreamers. The story of Arya and Caden, proof that betrayal can be overcome, running sometimes leads back home, and love is strongest when it's chosen rather than mandated. Did this story move you? Did you feel Arya's pain and triumph? Did you believe in Caden's redemption? Then show me some love. Hit that like button, drop a comment telling me if you think she should have forgiven him, and subscribe to Luna's romance audiobooks, so you never miss another tale of betrayal and redemption. I want to know, would you have run like Arya did? Would you have come back? Would you have given him a second chance? Tell me in the comments. Until next time, my dreamers, may your betrayals teach you strength, your escapes lead to freedom, and your choices be made from wholeness, not brokenness. This is Luna, signing off. Sweet dreams, beautiful souls.